Since the Knicks got this far in the NBA playoffs. In this postseason, the Knicks have won 11 straight playoff games, but the Spurs are 4.5-point favorites. 5:30 tip-off tonight in San Antonio on ABC. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
You have something to say, and we want to hear it. KBLA Talk 1580 is engagement radio, not outrage radio. A place where your hopes, your frustrations, and your ideas are welcome 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Real talk, real people, real Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580, the station that sounds like the city looks. Tune in on your AM radio dial at 1580. Download our free KBLA 1580 app or listen live on our website at KBLA1580.com.
Unapologetically progressive.
Man, I feel like money. Man, I feel like money. They're attracted to me. Oh, yeah? They come around like honey. They come around like honey. Cause I fly like a bee. Oh, yeah? Man, I got them all buzzing. Buzzing. Like then I got the world buzzing. Back to back up in the mix like that. And I know you like it when it's just like that.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses. Highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
And guess who's in our Wealth Building Wednesday spotlight today? He's an entrepreneur. He has his own social media network. He is an artist with a number of projects available now, and one that just dropped on Monday. He hails from Las Vegas, but currently resides in LA, as you well know, because you see him every day, but you don't really hear him every day. Miles Lowe is in the Wealth Building Wednesday spotlight. Good morning, Miles.
Well, cracking, Dominique. How you feel today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, actually. How are you?
I'm feeling amazing. Feeling with my hands. I'm alive. I feel, I'm outside today. I feel good. I'm charged up.
Well, I mean, you chose to drop your latest album the day before the election. I wanted to talk about it then, but it's a great palette refresher for us this morning. Talk to me about the new project.
The new project is called North Star. A testament to, choosing to be a guiding light, choosing to take your own, path, and, hopefully somebody is able to follow it. Yeah, and I'm from North Las Vegas.
I was about
to
say that's a Vegas symbol, right?
Yeah. It's a good little play on words for the city as well. So yeah, shout out to Northtown, shout out to North Vegas. But the North Star though is leading the way.
Is North Vegas the hood, Miles?
It's got hood in there.
Okay.
It's gotten really.
I don't know Vegas, obviously.
It got gentrified for sure over the last few. As the Raiders come in.
And all the people from L.A. move to Nevada seeking cheaper rent.
Right. And they bring a little hood, too, sometimes. So,
L.A.?
It's a little...
Not us. We don't have a hood. What you talking about?
Imagine that.
So what are you bringing this time? What are you proud of? What are you feeling good about?
I feel good because I've put this one out exclusively D2C, straight direct-to-consumer. The last few projects I started off doing streaming sites, then including the D2C. This time I'm going straight direct to consumer, which is like on even.biz, a place where you can buy the artist directly from the artist. I've got a company I partner with out here called Eternal. They're good with like NFC tap cards, the same technology as like your tap to pays.
Yeah, it looks like a credit card, but it has your picture on it.
Exactly.
And what do we do with that thing?
What you do I have one on me? I think I got one on me. Hold on.
I have one, but it's at home.
Right.
It looks really cool. But these are all ways that artists are kind of fighting back against the loss of revenue, the loss of opportunity within the arts world, right?
Right, especially on the music side where they're paying you fractions of they don't even make pennies anymore, but they're paying you fractions of a penny per stream that you get, per listen that you bring to their platform. And with, hundreds of thousands of artists dropping music every day, that's a great business model for a platform. for the artists that's competing with the big label artists, the Drakes that are dropping all the time, and the Kendricks and the Coles and the Taylor Swifts and the Biebers that are getting the big chunk of the pie, regardless of what you bring to the table. It's just only right that you find out your own D2C methods that work for you. And for me, like I said, partnering with the Eternal team, it's an access card. I call it the North Star Society for my people who do tap in and buy one. This doubles down and triples down as the music is on here, the album's on there. I upload my videos as well, videos that are only going to be on my Patreon. I'm not going to put on YouTube. Behind the scenes stuff, creation of the project, maybe some files of some stems if you want to go ahead and play with the music yourself, and if you're just little cool stuff like that. It's going to double down also as a access card to the release show. We're doing a release show this Saturday in Vegas.
So if you are having a record release party and you have that tap card, you have entry.
Well, if I have anything, if I'm going to have a yoga class, you know what I'm saying? If we're going to have a sound bath together, and we got Dominique Diprima and Sahara Ali coming to Las Vegas, and it's a $100 experience for the day. If you got the North Star card, you get access to anything that we're doing. We're doing a live recording for Tiny Desk. You got access to the event.
So this is kind of like the all access pass to Miles Lowe's world.
It's the all access pass. It's the North Star. That's what I'm saying. This is your access card. That's why it looks like this. This isn't just a credit card. This isn't a trading card. It's merchandise, y'all.
It's a club.
It's a club
It's a club that comes with benefits, kind of like Costco.
Right.
Costco for hip hop.
I don't have gas for you though. So.
But Miles, that direct to consumer model is a kind of a rebellion, isn't it?
100%. But I don't even look at it as for me at this point, I don't look at it as too much as of a rebellion against anything, as opposed to, man, I should have been doing this all along.
It's more of a revolution into something.
More like heading towards this renaissance that we need to have as a culture in the society, Like you talked about, too, as well, a couple times on the air, how we really need a black arts movement. This is a step in that direction where we own the pipeline. We own the community that comes along with it. And, yeah, the power is back in your hands. You don't have to wait on anybody. There's no middleman in between you and your consumer. You pay the price for the merchandise that you make and the product that you make, of course, but you set the value of what that is. You know what I mean? And you have to believe and stand on it. And that's the power I'm seeing to get back in my hands, because the streaming model, it works for some people. So I get it. It's never worked for me.
Some people named Jay-Z. I mean, right. So for
or even that, not to cut you with one more time, but still, even these there was a time where like the blog era was blowing up, and there was a time when like the Nipseys were eating off they owned their own royalties and everything, and they're making the money off the early streaming sites. Like that model worked for some people. It put a lot of people in position. But I noticed it never worked for me. So being able to look up and see, it may not be 100,000 purchases the first day for me, but if you can see how 50 purchases get you a couple $100 directly to your pocket, your whole mindset's going to change when you don't have to wait for a percentage of
for a streaming company to send you $12 10 years later
in 90 days. Exactly.
Yeah. So in order to support you, we would do what?
You would go to mileslowmusic.com. Directly, mileslowmusic.com. And it'll lead you everywhere you need to go. mileslowmusic.com. The store sets up there where you can purchase the card. You can purchase the keychain of the Imagine That CD I dropped last year on the 1-year anniversary of it. You can purchase the album exclusively off of even.biz and stream it. They have a new streaming app as well on even.biz. And once again, I'm not saying I support every company like that, but I support the business model and the freedom of it. So shout out to even.biz for having that type of infrastructure already to go. But that's where we're dropping this one at right now. That's where we can get it at. And my goal is, I'd say 200 sales. If I can get 200 sales in the first month, then I'll release it to the general on the streaming platform. I don't think 200 is that big of a...
we could do that today. Come on, KBLA delegation.
Right.
We could do that today if we put our minds to it. Just go to mileslowmusic.com and buy it directly from there. What about the dream, though? Like, okay, so let's say you sell 200. It's more of a Nipsey Hussle type model. I've been on your website. You have different tiers that people can buy.
Yep.
Different tiers of access to the album. You even from a very low cost one to a more all-inclusive higher cost. But what about the mass appeal dream? You know, the multi-platinum, the diamond artist. Is that dead in this environment? How does that fit in with this model?
No, I think that if that's for me personally, you saying in general.
Yeah, for you.
For me personally, this kind of feels like that, like they say, you're going to keep getting hit in the head till you get your lesson. And I think for
harder
me,
and
this
harder
is
and harder.
Harder and harder and harder. I think for me, this is me going through some of the stuff that I should have been going through over the years. So this shouldn't be my first direct-to-consumer album. This shouldn't be my first time I'm setting up my own shows and community building in this type of way. But it is, and I'm humble enough and honest enough to get that. So I still have those type of dreams, and I think that right now in this time period, in this economy we living in, that's more than possible because you can make your own economy. You can get your own community around you. So I think that's more than possible, and I'm definitely down to go for it. But by the industry standards, though, I'm not chasing anything industry standard anymore. I'm not chasing streaming life anymore. I'm not chasing the competition of the numbers anymore with anybody. Just more personal goals.
Is that because of the rip-off business model that the music business has today? And happy Black Music Month, y'all.
Yeah.
Or is it because you think that there's a lot of manipulation in those numbers, the way that Drake and others have accused the industry of doing? Or is it something else?
Yeah, it's all that. Yes. The answer is yes, Dominique. All that, yes. Wow, that was a lot. Yeah, because of everything, Dominique. Because of everything. It's my eyes are open now. You know what I mean? I see the industry crumbling. I see the play that they're doing to try to keep it alive and where it's even going to head in the near future. I see them making deals with AI companies. I see them being ready to, like, I see Spotify just partnering with Sunos. Now they're going to start giving like stems to these types of music out to, you know what I mean? Like it's a business model they're using and it's going to keep repeating and perpetuating. It's like eventually you can jump off and hop on that life raft. You can go down with the Titanic.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be a part of the person going down with the Titanic. I'm going to be the person that's going to be helping the homies get on the life raft and giving them game one step at a time and documenting how we doing this over here and watching the party die, as Kendrick said.
Well, you know, I mean, the thing about it is I was reading an article about how some of the streaming platforms are actually programming themselves to prefer in their algorithm the AI music that they own because they make money off of it and they don't have to pay even those little fractions of a penny to the artist. So it sounds like you're saying that is where they're heading in a more mass way.
And they tried to play it like 2-3 years ago where, you know, they're against it and we're going to take all the AI stuff off the map.
Off of YouTube,
Take
off
it
of
off.
this, off of that, but they're not. That's smoke and mirrors. But
Smoke and mirrors.
I mean, I know because you and I had an experience. We won't name the name, but there was somebody who requested a song be played on this station, and it was an AI artist.
And they jammed out to it.
They loved it, and they didn't know.
Didn't know, exactly. I'll tell you the experience I just had this weekend, Dominique. A Grammy-winning producer. We definitely don't know him, but he's a Grammy-winning producer. Like, he's got that title on him. Had a studio session with him, with one of my producers back home in Vegas. And he played an album's worth of AI music and pushed it like, oh, yeah, I produced that. Yeah, I walked in and commented, like, man, this is very well written, bro. Like, this, where you find these pockets at? Like, I knew from just how it sounded, it didn't sound like normal stuff. But I'm thinking maybe you're just the guy. I don't know what I walked into. There's a whole album worth of AI music, and he popped his P's, and man, I was going through a breakup when I made this song, and yada, like, it's a whole new game out here. So it's like, I'm not even finna compete with y'all. I see what's coming up, and I know what's gonna make it different. I know what I possess, and it's just it's no point in competing with y'all.
There's 50 million AI podcasts that we're theoretically competing with.
I'll check it out when we get in.
Okay. Even right now. But I do believe, and maybe I'm wrong, I could be naive, I tend to be an optimist. I do believe that people are going to become more and more able to tell the difference, just like we're getting more and more used to telling the difference with AI, even though it tricks me sometimes when it comes to photos. And that human-made music will have more prestige. Human-made actors, I can see a renaissance in the theater because you can't AI live theater, that kind of thing. Do you agree, or do you think people are totally clueless?
No, I agree. I think there's going to be very easy to tell where we're at AI, or what's AI and what's not. But I think that I'm just watching what the users are doing with the AI, and they're not afraid of it anymore. They're cool with playing with the music that you give them. They're cool with sampling, and there was a time when
I had a multi-Grammy winner play me an AI song, and that he was considering. And I was shook, to be honest with you, because somebody that I wouldn't have expected that from.
Right.
But I guess when that's the trend and what everyone is doing, everyone's going to try it. I just think we're going to get to the point where it's like, this is top shelf music. It's actually made by real humans, and it's not part of that slop. You can already tell flyers and artwork. The AI, it all kind of has this weird orangey cartoon look. And I suppose it'll get better. But it does look very generic.
Right, 100%. And it's like, but here's the thing too, is like because I use a lot of AI on the design part of my album and stuff like that. Right. So it's like, I'm not saying AI as a whole is not a tool that's meant to be used, but I'd rather show you how to use it. But it's more of a testament too, like, don't let nobody play with you on what you're making. Like, if you're using it as a tool to work for you, don't let nobody pop it in your face like, oh, you use AI, that doesn't count. Like, there's nothing wrong with the AI flyer. If there's nothing wrong with the Grammy-winning producer to pull up talking about, oh, yeah, man, this is my music. You know what I'm saying? And
but he's delusional. I'm sorry.
Well,
I get it. He programmed it. He put it in there. And I get that it's a tool. I'm not a troglodyte, but...
But who sets the standard though? Because if the standard,
we do.
But if the standard is
the listener sets.
But if the label is going to go ahead and say, you dropped your music on Monday. Next Monday, we're going to have the EDM version. And the Monday after that, going to have the rock version and the reggae version, then the hip hop version. Then you chart because of it.
Yeah, I get it. But no, sorry.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of love in the chat. Molly Bell always talks about the Do Better Network. That's another piece of your business empire that you're building.
This is part of the Do Better Network, man. The Do Better Network does more than just produce podcasts and AI videos and ad campaigns and all that. We also produce high-quality, human-made, God-inspired art. And North Star is the leading and the newest, crown on a jewel on the crown, man. I think we really cooking up something on the music side. But this is a Do Better production for sure, Molly Bell.
Reddy Samedi sends incredible sweet blessings from the chat, sending human love, not AI.
Right.
No, that is not Andy. That is Miles Lowe. You can go to mileslowmusic.com. You're probably not an early riser if you don't know. That's Miles Lowe. Mileslowmusic.com, mileslowmusic.com to support. Miles, what do you want to leave us with this morning on this wealth building? And actually, we can keep talking, I guess. Why not? Yeah. Let's keep it going. Well, at least bottom out the hour, and then we'll open up the phone lines 800-920-1580 because it sounds like you got more to say.
We do. Yeah, I can talk. We got this.
All right, of course we got this. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique Diprima when we come forward.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. It's high time that we say the quiet part out loud about what we consider a disgrace, an absolute disgrace to the people of South Los Angeles. Destination Crenshaw, or as I call it, Procrastination Crenshaw, was supposed to be a 1.3-mile celebration of Black Los Angeles. Pocket parks, commissioned art, a cultural corridor along Crenshaw Boulevard, stretching from our studios in Leimert Park down to Nipsey Hussle Square. It was set to complete in 2022. That's right, 2022. We are now in 2026, and the Crenshaw community is still waiting. A grand opening was announced for February 2024. That date passed with not a single artwork installed. Then we were promised that construction would be completed by the end of 2024. That date came and went. Our understanding is that as of last fall, the 8th Council District Office was still scrambling to raise additional monies just to restart the project, which has been paused again and again. But here's what makes my blood boil. City officials had the nerve to tell this community the delays are, quote, a necessary inconvenience, close quote. A necessary inconvenience? First of all, who are you talking to? Second, go tell that to the black business owners who have been coping with construction chaos, breathing dust, enduring years of road closures, and the scarcity of available parking, confronting unsanitary conditions, losing customers and revenue, all while the project they were promised still sits unfinished. They wouldn't let a project sit this long in any other part of this city. And for what it's worth, our elected official just happens to be the president of the LA City Council. Meanwhile, the city is laser focused on sprucing things up for the World Cup and the Olympics. Please, if this corridor were in Brentwood or Beverly Hills, it would have been completed on time, on budget, and on the cover of every magazine in town. The Crenshaw community deserves better. They deserve the truth, and they deserve what was promised to them. Now, right now. Not when it's convenient, not when the cameras are rolling for the Olympics. Now, this isn't incompetence, this is a pattern. And at some point, neglect becomes a decision. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Y'all did it!
Hey, Los Angeles, KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man!
The conversation continues right now with Dominique Diprima on First Things First.
Yeah, in our Wealth Building Wednesday spotlight right now is Miles Lowe. Miles Lowe Music. He released his album North Star on Monday, and it's available now at mileslowmusic.com. He's actually multitasking. He's running the board while doing an interview. Go, Miles. But
We do this.
what some of you may not know is that Miles is not new to radio. You say, oh, young guy. No, he had his own radio show. Yep. He was the producer, one of the producers of the Michael Baisden show. Mm-hmm. He's actually you got like a decade in radio since you were started out like a teenager in radio.
I got a little track record right now.
Track record,
a little resume.
Yeah.
I ain't new to this. We true to this.
Exactly. So he's doing multitasking, and it's not worrisome. So it's a tough road for a rapper right now, for a rap artist, right? I mean, there's so many out. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like being a radio host. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody thinks that they're an artist, and people don't necessarily have to wait for studios anymore, right? They can produce in their home using a laptop.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because I was just talking with our intern, Prince Akita. I was walking in. It's funny how all the rappers now think they got to be podcasters to really get popping anymore. So, it's kind of It's strange time, Dominique, because I remember getting into radio right when the podcasting was starting, and I was like, man, I'd rather do a broadcast than a podcast.
Yeah.
And then now you see
Right now, my kid tells me, Mama, nobody listens to radio anymore. I say, son, you better hope they do. That's what keeps the lights on. That's what pays for your college, child. But
but no, I think it is a hard time for a rapper though, because just if you ain't saying nothing, if you ain't got nothing to offer, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have a full package around you, it's a hard time, because like just rapping to be cool, that's not it no more. That's not the aura isn't there just to rap anymore, because anybody and everybody can rap, as you say. So you got to be coming with something. So if you ain't got nothing, you got something to worry about. But if you got a reason for what you're doing, I think it's going to work out for sure.
Reddy Samedi said the machine had him believing it was someone else and not Miles Lowe, and he didn't think it was really me last night. See, the AI does have us a little twisted up. I do that too. I'm looking at Instagram, and I think that must be AI, even when it's not. But I think we'll make the mental adjustment. Miles, we got a minute and a half here until news, traffic, and sports. What do you want people to know about your business, Miles Lowe Music and the Do Better Network?
Man, I want people to know about my business. I want you to know that, like most of you all, I am dedicated to getting better day by day. I'm dedicated to learning. I'm dedicated to not being fearful of the future. I'm dedicated to making my own opportunity, and I'm dedicated to community building. And I think that all of those are what small businesses, what community-based businesses, and what everybody should be doing on a day-to-day basis if you are a true business going forward. Find you a community, don't fear the future, and keep learning. We got all these tools to learn anything and everything you want. Like, there's really no excuses anymore. So, and I'm breaking those barriers myself, and I feel like, we all need to be doing that together, be on the same wave, and do this as a team, get this wave going.
Yeah, well, I have this theory, about children of the movement, and people say, oh, all that protesting, all that, activism came to nothing. And it's not true politically, but also if you look at people like you, Tupac, even me, we are children of the movement because our parents were activists, and people don't know that. Quiet as it's kept, Miles Lowe, you come from an activist family as well. You were raised conscious.
Yeah. Knowledge itself was definitely a day-to-day conversation in my household, for sure.
And so to me, that's, quiet as it's kept, he's another example of that. And if you haven't heard Miles Lowe's rap, I suggest that you do. Yes. It is creative. It is refreshing. It is not trite, and you won't have to hide it from your kids.
Play it in the car, yes. Yes, thank you.
MilesLoweMusic.com, MilesLoweMusic.com. Congrats, Miles.
Thank you, Dominique. I appreciate it.
News, traffic, and sports. The phone lines are open. We can talk Black Music Month or politics. KBLA, Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Plans for a U.S.-backed Ebola quarantine unit in Kenya are facing pushback. Chris Ojamringa reports.
Police and the military were deployed and they fired shots, live rounds, and we're told 2 people died.
Hundreds have protested the proposed site, and a court has temporarily halted construction. Kenya's President William Ruto is defending the proposal, saying the U.S. is a longtime partner and friend. A standout high school sprinter is suing California's athletic governing body after being stripped of a state title. Clara Adams, who is black, says her brief post-race celebration led to an unfair disqualification despite her continued success on the track. And a new docuseries on Michael Jackson is now streaming on Netflix. Michael Jackson, The Verdict, takes a look at the 2003 allegations, the 2005 trial, and the media attention surrounding the case in which Jackson was acquitted. Get BIN News Now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour, weekdays after 3 p.m. and try our new Chili Crisp Dumplings, paired with a premium beverage drink, like our new Strawberry Watermelon Lemonade Energy Refresher, both for just $5, only at Waba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Basketball fans in New York City have waited 27 years for tonight, the chance to see their Knicks in the NBA Finals. The Knicks and San Antonio Spurs meet up tonight in Game 1. Getting to the NBA Finals is nothing new for the Spurs franchise. This is number 7 with 5 championships to show for it. Allow me to provide some perspective on this rare occasion for the Knicks franchise. The last time the Knicks made it to the NBA Finals in 1999, there were no smart TVs or iPhones. There was no social media, no Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. There was also no YouTube or Zoom, no Netflix, no Spotify, no iTunes, and not even flash drives. A lot has changed since the Knicks got this far in the NBA playoffs. In this postseason, the Knicks have won 11 straight playoff games, but the Spurs are 4.5-point favorites. 5:30 tip-off tonight in San Antonio on ABC. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Our voices aren't the minority opinion. They're the American conscience. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
This is America.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-550-9651.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm James Farr. $2.5 billion. Governor Gavin Newsom said it was there for fire survivors in Altadena and the Palisades. No strings attached. That was the promise. But the burning question is, where's it at? 18 months later, an NBC4 investigation came back with the numbers. The numbers don't answer the question, they deepen it. Where's it at? About $605 million has been spent, roughly 75% still not released. Where's it at? Roughly $14 million went to CHP overtime and ICE immigration protest response for crowd control. Not rebuilding homes, not rebuilding lives, but crowd control. Where's it at? Another $13 million went to the state health department for video campaigns, while fire survivors waited. While families in Altadena are still trying to put their lives back together, still trying to get housed, this is the hope gap and it's real. Where's it at? Southern California Edison is still in court, still fighting liability tied to the Eaton fire, still not accountable. Where's it at? 18 months later, Governor Newsom, where's it at? Because the truth is free, but the lie can be very expensive. And right now, fire survivors want to know what happened to no strings attached. And I've been saying on this mic for the past 18 months, somebody or somebodies didn't do their job. Now it's documented. Governor Newsom, listen closely. You didn't do your job. You didn't keep your promise. You held up the bill. Now stop holding up the money. You said no strings attached. Instead, you played on the people's heartstrings. Where's it at? See, Governor Newsom, even at the French Laundry, if it don't come out in the wash, it's sure enough gonna come out in the rinse, and the rinse cycle is here. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm James Farr, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
You do belong here. The phone lines are open. We're celebrating Black Music Month too, not just the election. And to be honest with you, even though the results are still tentative and counting is continuing to go on, an election that could have been a complete disaster nightmare does not appear to be that. And one of the reasons that I say that is, we see a better result, apparently a better result in the governor's race. It appears like it will probably be Javier Becerra and Steve Hilton, or Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer. That's what it's looking like. There's still a lot of votes to be counted. Most of the more progressive or so-called liberal votes come in last. And so we shall see. We shall see how this goes in the end, but we definitely will not have two Republicans in the finals, in the general election. That's not going to happen for governor, so you can breathe a sigh of relief, and one of the reasons for that is if we have a decent Democrat running against even a decent Republican in the state of California, the Democrat is most likely to win, okay? Most likely. Crazy things happen all the time, and, and I do think that turnout, because folks are probably not going to want a Fox News host for governor of California, will drive turnout here in LA, so that hopefully the disillusioned voters of more progressive candidates like a Ray Wong, or more moderate candidates like a Nithya Raman or an Adam Miller will still go to the polls. I think that is that's the beauty of having this big and seemingly close gubernatorial contest. Although I say seemingly, because when you take all the other Dems out and it's just Becerra versus Hilton, or you take all the other Dems out and it's just Steyer versus Becerra, there's a lot more Democrat clout in that context. Let's go to Dee calling us from Long Beach. Good morning, Dee.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you?
I'm blessed. What's on your mind?
I want to talk about truth in polling.
Okay, good topic.
I think go back to the Bradley campaigns for governor.
Yeah, Tom Bradley, when he ran for governor and lost, and I think they now call it the Bradley effect, when voters lie about who they're going to cast their ballot for.
Right. So how do you figure out, whether it's even worth it to go to the polls?
It's always worth it to go to the polls.
Well, maybe, but I do think that declining to vote is a righteous protest that's available to all.
Why is it righteous? I mean, you're basically saying I'm not going to have my voice be heard. At least write in a candidate. I'm not going to lie. I wrote in a couple of, and it might be totally stupid. It probably is totally stupid. But I wrote in some candidates for uncontested judges because I just don't like people running uncontested.
Right.
I'd rather go and write in Mickey Mouse than don't go at all, because there's going to be something. There's going to be something there to vote on, even if it's a measure. Just everything wasn't important, but Measure ER was important because it has to do with whether or not people are going to be able to get health care.
Right. We're looking forward 2 years, however long it is.
Yes.
I think the concept is called adverse selection. It's the same thing as engineered failure. And I'll give you an example. When you overpraise a mediocre student, he or she tends to lay back in the cut, and they don't push themselves academically. That's one example.
And what are you citing? Like where's the evidence to show that? Because it sounds like a truism, but I haven't seen any data that supports that.
It's my conflated definition of adverse selection.
Okay, so something you made up. Got it.
Something I made up. Dr. Julianne Malveaux will tell you that, false praise is engineered failure. There was another example I wanted to get to, but I don't recall what it was. Another example in this senior moment.
We all have.
I don't remember.
It'll come back to you, D. Okay, so you did you vote?
No, I didn't.
What?
Yes, what?
I know that you're a Republican, D, but surely you care whether it's Chad Bianco or Steve Hilton. Sure, and knowing you the way I do, well, you're in Long Beach, so you can't vote for mayor in LA anyway. But
you knew I would vote for her if I could.
You would. I knew you wouldn't vote for Spencer Pratt because you're a Republican, but you're not a Trump Republican.
Right. And I think once people get off of this high horse and they take enough abuse, there will be opposition within the party. Now, am I a staunch Republican? No, I'm a radical Republican from the 1800s. We've had this conversation before.
A radical Republican from the 1800s. Okay.
I'm not a log cabin Republican either. I mean, they must be among the loneliest people in the world.
I thought the log cabin Republicans. Isn't that the name of the gay caucus?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got you.
They're conservatives.
I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't get the correlation between log cabins, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, okay, I respect your choice, but I'm lying. I don't respect your choice. I really wish that everyone would vote. Even if you just voted on one thing on a very, very, very long ballot, like Measure ER. Even if you just voted Measure ER to help low-income people get doggone health care, there's a reason to get up and go through that 8, 9, 10-page ballot, which I thought we were going to have a shorter one in the fall, but apparently not, because we've got all of these initiatives we're going to be voting on, and including charter reform for the city. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I just feel like I don't think it's all we have to do, but I think it's something we do have to do.
That's reasonable. I've been spending the last hour trying to pull up the results for Georgia, and that goes to my point, because these search variables, they are designed to keep you away from what you want to find out.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Speaking of Georgia, D, before I forget,
yes, ma'am.
Keisha Lance Bottoms is on with Tavis today, and she is the black woman who won the gubernatorial primary for the Dems and is poised to become the first black woman governor in the history of the entire United States. So that's a really big deal.
The first black governor ever.
No.
Male or female.
No, that's not true. We've had a number. We had Doug Wilder. We've had.
No, I'm talking about the state of Georgia.
Oh, for Georgia. Oh, I thought you meant nationwide. Yeah.
That's my birthplace, Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Well, I appreciate the call, D. I really, 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 really wish you would vote in November, but thank you for calling. And look at me. This proves. I mean, I don't believe in bipartisanship not because I don't think it's a good idea, but because I don't think it actually exists. But I'm here urging a Republican to vote because I think we all have to show up for this democracy idea to work. Let's go to Fahima calling us from Washington, D.C. Good morning, Fahima.
Habaragani and K Pasa, Dominique. I'm definitely going to check out Miles North Star EP, as it's called now. But I wanted to say, when he mentioned the need for a new arts movement, it reminded me, your dad used the North Star as a metaphor for a number of things. I remember being at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, hearing him perform live with the jazz bands, urging us to look to the North Star. It was a metaphor for spirituality. John Coltrane, and we're also referencing Douglas's publication, The North Star. And I'm really, truly looking forward to checking it out because it just reminded me, of your dad's work. And he often used the North Star in his writings and Blues People, etc.
Yeah, I mean, this idea of a new black arts movement is something that we've been talking about. I mean, obviously in the spirit of my dad, who's considered the founder of the black arts movement. But the reason I say it is because I feel like we are at a point in this country and this world where we need another infusion of art with intention of liberation, of consciousness raising. And speaking of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, which is the very first place in the world where I actually rapped when I used to be a rapper, poet Aja Monet will be with us in the studio on Monday, and she, of course, got her start there as the youngest ever slam winner in the history of the New York Poets Cafe, which is really a hub for arts and culture and dance. And when I was there, they were this is way back in the day. They were breakdancing, and it's really an arts hub. So I'm glad you brought it up. It gave me a chance to remind folks to definitely tap in with us Monday to hear her.
Oh, Dominique, by the way, I have 2 poems coming out in an anthology later on this year, and I will share that with you sometime in the not-too-distant future.
Congratulations. That's great stuff. Thank you for invoking the memory of my big ancestor, my dad, who was Poet Laureate of New Jersey until he wrote a poem called Somebody Blew Up America, which was about 9/11, and then they tried to fire him. Couldn't fire him, so they abolished the job. The governor got rid of the Poet Laureate post solely so he could get rid of my dad. They defunded my dad for his critiques of Israel, labeling him as anti-Semitic, which he was not. He was an internationalist and loved people of all backgrounds, and sadly choked off his way of making a living for the rest of his life. But he will be remembered as a great poet. And if you have a chance to check out Blues People while we're celebrating Black Music Month, it was a pioneering and seminal work on Black music in America. Shout out to my dad, Amiri Baraka, formerly Leroy Jones. And what time is it, Miles? And then you say, it's nation time. What time is it? What time is it?
Nation time.
There you go. In tribute to the late, great Amiri Baraka. Fahima called 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. I invite you to do the same. It's going down. Let's talk about it. Only right here.
More of First Things First with Dominique Diprima when we come forward.
Hi, I'm Chris Holden, former California Assembly member, former Mayor of Pasadena, and CEO of LA Fire Justice. I've spent my career fighting for our communities. When I saw Edison celebrating $4.5 billion in profits while Eaton fire survivors struggle to make ends meet, it made me simultaneously sick and furious. Families and individuals are dealing with financial pressure, insurance delays, costly remediation, and the painful question of how to rebuild their lives, while the utility that caused the fire is paying its executives millions and is more profitable than ever. That's not justice, that's a disgrace. Join the lawsuit with LA Fire Justice to hold Edison accountable. We're here to help you, your family, and our community recover. Visit lafirejustice.com today to learn more about your eligibility and how to start.
Advertisement. Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Medicare Fraud Prevention Week focuses on the actions everyone can take to prevent Medicare fraud, errors, and abuse. Learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones by joining the Senior Medicare Patrol, or SMP, for Medicare Fraud Prevention Week, held the week of June 5th. Learn more at californiasmp.org or by calling 1-855-613-7080.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
You may have heard my conversation yesterday with Mike Bonin. If you missed it, find it wherever you find your podcasts. If you missed my conversation with anybody, Faith Evans, Crazy Bone, the mayor of LA, they're all on YouTube. They're also found wherever you get your podcasts, absolutely free. But if you heard my conversation with former Progressive Council member Mike Bonin yesterday, there are a lot of people who consider themselves progressives who wanted to see a Karen Bass matchup with Councilmember Nithya Raman, who people have labeled as a progressive, probably because she came in with DSA backing, Democratic Socialist backing, when she first was elected as a council member. But they did not endorse, although they later kind of said, well, vote for her. And some progressives felt like that would cause more of a productive conversation in the mayor's race. To me, the further left progressive would have been a Reverend Ray Wong. From what we've seen so far, again, the count's not complete, and I think we'll see more of the more progressive and liberal votes coming in towards the end. For me, Wong didn't do as well as she was polling, but that's not a final count, so we really don't know yet. But it looks like it's going to be Spencer Pratt and Karen Bass, which means sort of your classic Republican versus Democrat race. But there's a question mark, and I think what Dee brings up about the Bradley effect is really relevant here, which is how many Democrats, so-called liberals, white grievance voters who are angry still about the fires and blame the mayor and 1-800-BLAME-A N-word, or who have legit grievances but don't understand that you can't wave a magic wand like Spencer Pratt seems to think he can. You can't AI all the houses back up in Altadena. And how many of those folks are really going to end up in the Pratt camp? And to me, that's the X factor. And that's the reason why I hope we can maintain the interest and enthusiasm through November. Certainly, most experts were saying that the Bass camp would have preferred a Spencer Pratt opponent to a Nithya Raman opponent. But when I talked to the mayor one-on-one, she didn't say that. She was basically whoever's in second place, bring it. So we shall see. Let's go to Fred from LA. Fred, thank you for your patience. You're on the air. Fred, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I do.
Okay. Two things. Donald Trump's claim in Proposition 13. okay, now that Donald Trump's claim is on hold, most people don't understand. Most government agencies are self-insured.
You're so funny. His claim is on hold. It's not a claim. It's a scam. That $1.8 billion that his own former personal lawyer was going to hand over to him in a slush fund that got shut down by Republicans who never buck this president. Shut down by Republicans who feared the repercussions for their own reelections and their own images. And you call it a claim. It was not a claim. There was no lawsuit. There was no case. He was talking about bringing it. The judge was questioning whether it had any legitimacy at all. He withdrew it. It is not a claim. But go ahead, Fred.
You only get to a lawsuit after the claim is not settled. They settled it, but again...
Okay, word salad. The slush fund has been shut down, so what was your point?
I got that. He also had a claim for Mar-a-Lago when they did that panty raid and went through Milana's drawers. So he has two. My question to you is, how much should the claim for each one be?
What fictional planet are you living on? It wasn't a raid. They called him like 300 times and said, we're coming to your house. No, they said, hand over the stuff, hand over the stuff, hand over the stuff. Okay, now we got to come to your house. He knew they were coming. A raid is like what they did to Breonna Taylor. In the middle of the night, they bust down the door. It wasn't a raid. It was, we're coming to get the classified documents that you unlawfully took. That is not a raid.
Donald Trump says he didn't send them. He says the FBI brought them. Now, this is my line of work to transport these documents. I did it for 31 years. So I know he didn't do it. Unless you're saying that he packed those documents. I know he just had a physical, but he is a bit overweight to pack those classified documents in with his
You don't think he has
documents.
minions? Come on, Fred. The guy's supposedly a billionaire, and by now he might be a trillionaire with all the money he's stealing from the public trust. So you don't think he could hire in fact, we know he did because there was a security guard that was talking about how they had to move those boxes. So he got minions. Come on now. If I can hire TaskRabbit and I'm a thousandaire, surely a billionaire can get someone to move their stuff. Or their stuff it's not their stuff that they're stealing.
How would they get a security clearance?
They're the Presidente, and remember, you have really selective amnesia. Remember when the president said he can automatically declassify anything he wants, like he has a declassification magic wand, and if he says this is declassified, it's declassified. If he says this is mine, it's mine. I mean, he took the Venezuelan oil, and they're not even part of any kind of U.S. Commonwealth or anything. He took their president and their oil. You don't think he'll take a few boxes out the White House? Yeah. Anyway, Fred, you got 30 seconds. Go ahead and land.
Good. Okay, you had Bradford on running for state insurance commissioner, and he said Proposition 13 there should be a split roll. Well, when you split the roll in California, rental property will become business property, and what do you think that's going to do to the rents? And then he said Disneyland has never been reassessed. Well, at the 2%, you started in 1975. Every 35 years, your property tax doubles, and it doubles again in 35. So that's not true at all.
Wow. Okay, Fred, you know what? It's time for news, traffic, and sports. So we'll unpack some of the odd theories that Fred has put forward when we come forward. And we're taking your phone calls all morning long. Amnesty, come on, come one, come all. Let's talk election. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Plans for a U.S.-backed Ebola quarantine unit in Kenya are facing pushback. Chris Ojamringa reports.
Police and the military were deployed and they fired shots, live rounds, and we're told 2 people died.
Hundreds have protested the proposed site and a court has temporarily halted construction. Kenya's President William Ruto is defending the proposal, saying the U.S. is a longtime partner and friend. A standout high school sprinter is suing California's athletic governing body after being stripped of a state title. Clara Adams, who is black, says her brief post-race celebration led to an unfair disqualification despite her continued success on the track. And a new docuseries on Michael Jackson is now streaming on Netflix. Michael Jackson, The Verdict, takes a look at the 2003 allegations, the 2005 trial, and the media attention surrounding the case in which Jackson was acquitted. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. and try our new chili crisp dumplings paired with a premium beverage drink like our new strawberry watermelon lemonade energy refresher. Both for just $5 only at Waba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Basketball fans in New York City have waited 27 years for tonight, the chance to see their Knicks in the NBA Finals. The Knicks and San Antonio Spurs meet up tonight in Game 1. Getting to the NBA Finals is nothing new for the Spurs franchise. This is number 7 with 5 championships to show for it. Allow me to provide some perspective on this rare occasion for the Knicks franchise. The last time the Knicks made it to the NBA Finals in 1999, there were no smart TVs or iPhones. There was no social media, no Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. There was also no YouTube or Zoom, no Netflix, no Spotify, no iTunes, and not even flash drives. A lot has changed since the Knicks got this far in the NBA playoffs. In this postseason, the Knicks have won 11 straight playoff games, but the Spurs are 4.5-point favorites. 5:30 tip-off tonight in San Antonio on ABC. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.